So we have some sleepers for you at the wide receiver position. And number one on our list is Dante Pettis from San Francisco.
Sometimes it's not the receiver that you are, but the position that you're in. Actually, just like life. But Dante Pettis is going to play the X receiver role in the Kyle Shanahan offense. Usually, that's the most successful receiver in that offense. So, what I would recommend is probably take Dante Pettis and maybe grab a guy like Marquise Goodwin, Deebo Samuel later in the draft, just so you're covered, because you want to get the X receiver in Kyle Shanahan's offense. And that's a guy that you can get later too. You know, that you don't have to reach for the elite guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Dante Pettis was really good last year. I'm really excited to see what he can do this year, especially if Garoppolo is back.
Right, Jimmy G should step up this year.
Yeah, absolutely.
So he should have a good year.
So next we want to talk about...
Oh yeah, the Arizona air raid system that Cliff Kingsbury is bringing over. You know, much like years ago when I think we had a league where you took or obtained Nick Foles in a Chip Kelly offense. You want to have guys that that was a controversial trade, by the way.
It was,
at
yes.
the time.
We won't talk about that anymore.
But as far as offenses in the NFL, you want guys that push the pace. Chip Kelly was that kind of offense. Cliff Kingsbury, the air raid system, is where Patrick Mahomes came out of in college, but also one that he ran in college. They're going to throw and throw and throw again. So what you want to do is get receivers on that team.
Yeah.
Even a guy that we might have missed in our running back preview, David Johnson, who might catch a lot of balls in that system. He's going to be basically a receiver more than a running back. But you know, Larry Fitzgerald, the ageless wonder.
Yeah, and Christian Kirk,
Christian Kirk is a guy.
Who's new to the team. He was a rookie last year, so we hope to see a lot more from him this year. And with Kyler Murray driving there, I think it's going to be a really fun team to watch. So those are a couple of receivers that we would pinpoint.
Yeah, and same thing like we talked about Dante Pettis. It's not really the receiver. Sometimes it's the system you're in. So the volume of targets, the yardage you're going to get. And guys to look out for on that team too, Keesean Johnson, not the Keesean Johnson from the Jets and Tampa Bay days, but the newest Keesean Johnson in the league, has the third receiver role on that team. Normally, I wouldn't even touch a third receiver, but in that system, I'll take a shot on him and watch guys like Andy Isabella. Took in the second round, very fast. I know the Colts looked at him, but guys in the air raid system, just take them and see what happens. And you can get these guys late too.
Yeah.
Let's see, you know, and I think I said I try to stay away from Jets and Cowboys players.
Yeah.
But Robby Anderson is a guy that I'm looking at this year. A guy that you can get really late that can maybe give you close to wide receiver 1 or number 2 value. He's probably the number 1 receiver on that team, and not just a deep threat, but also working intermittent routes and short routes with Sam Darnold. So I think he's going to be big this year, and a free agent year too.
Yeah,
so he wants to get paid.
No, absolutely. And you know, I was high on him last year, and I was kind of wrong, but I think that he does have a lot of upside, and I've heard that they are trying to use him a lot more in the Jets offense. So hopefully he'll have one of those great years this year. So we do think Robby Anderson is a good pick.
You know, and one guy that we missed on the elite side is AJ Green, due to the injury.
Yeah.
But there's a guy you can snap maybe in the 4th or 5th round because of the injury. And that's a guy I'm going to be looking for because, look, if he beats the timeline, you know, you're talking about wide receiver 1 value that you can get in the 4th or 5th round.
Yeah, and AJ Green has been good for several years, but last year when he was injured and he was out, Tyler Boyd really stepped up. And I actually really liked Tyler Boyd. So, you know, AJ Green is a good, maybe elite level player, but if you're looking to draft someone later on, Tyler Boyd is someone that I would look for on a sleeper.
Right. A guy that you can get later.
Yeah.
And that's what we're trying to give you guys to help your and gals. I don't want to be sexist.
No,
everyone plays, or however nowadays you define yourselves. No judgment zone here at the Sports Convo. Other people that we'd like to go with are Deshaun Jackson.
Oh yeah.
You know, still one of the fastest players in the league.
Yeah.
Seems to have a good connection with Wentz. They've never had a receiver this fast in that system. So I think that, you know, the problem with Deshaun Jackson is maybe in yardage leagues, or, you know, it's just very inconsistent. Sometimes he might have big weeks, sometimes he gives you, you know, zeros or not a great week.
Yeah, but it seems like that he and Wentz are really building some chemistry, so I think that he's going to be really fun to watch.
Right. Some other guys that we like out there are Dede Westbrook with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Hey, they got to throw to someone. They're going to be losing a lot this year, but they do have a good defense, and they have a legitimate quarterback in Nick Foles. So Dede Westbrook, I think, will be the #1 receiver there.
Yep, and I think Nick Foles changing teams and changing pace. We'll see what happens, but yeah, I think Dede might benefit from that.
Yep, exactly. And a guy that I like, and I think we touched on the #1 receiver in that system with DeAndre, but Will Fuller is a guy that if you look at the stats, when he and Deshaun Watson are healthy, he produces big-time weeks. The problem is he gets hurt. So I would try to snap Will Fuller